Chapter 32. Plans, Irava, before. Gods are thinking about doing it again. But that's just it, I say. Can he possibly be objective about his mother? What if she was involved with the storm? And what if she was involved with the, I lower my voice, death of the king? So you didn't tell him about her chambers? About what I found out before? He shifts his weight, makes an unsatisfied noise. No, because then I would have had to explain how I knew that, and had to explain you, and explain your illusions, which would have, caused a lot more problems. I hinted to him, broadly, to ask you, but he ignored me. I was hoping you'd have told him by now. Okay. Just help me this one time. Help me find the right time to enter her chambers again. Clear the way. Be my distraction. Please. Another tense silence. Tomorrow is the holy day, he says. She will be in the cathedral for prayers to the gods from the 6th bell until the 8th. She goes every week. She has for as long as I've known her. He grew up in this palace, so yes, he knows the Dowager Zanara, and he's not saying my suspicions are wrong. Okay, I say. Okay, I'll meet you. In the service corridor, behind the kitchens, he says. Can you be a servant? Do you know how to make an illusion of one of her servants? I'm not sure. Can't I be Lady Denala again? No, he says sharply. If you can't be a servant, then we can't do this. I will not endanger the life of Lady Denala in this. But he will endanger a servant? And maybe the distinction is one of the Dowager servants. No, there is no love lost there between Valterre and the Dowager's people. I'll just be a random servant, I say. If I'm with you, no one will be looking at me. They'll be paying attention to you. Just get me into the service corridor behind her suite. Let me go with you and pass the corridor guards. I can weave my way past the locks on her door if I need to. He doesn't look happy. His whole body is coiled with a tension that I feel too. You absolutely think this is necessary? Yes, Valterre, I barely unraveled the vortex, and I couldn't unravel the whole of the storm. It rained, for what? At least an hour after. Maybe Nikolai was only a fool, but maybe too, he was placed in a position where his foolishness could do harm. And if you don't find anything, he asks, then I don't know. But I'd be no worse off for not knowing the next step, the next hint at what's actually going on in this palace full of lies. Then I'll keep searching on my own, I say, and keep protecting him as long as I can. He rubs at his chin again. I know he's not happy, but this is for Torvin. This is to keep Torvin safe. And I know that's his highest priority of all. Okay, Valterre says. Then meet me by the kitchens at... The door to the room bangs open, light flooding in from the corridor lamps. I tense to jump away from Valterre, but instead, he pulls me tight against him. He rakes a hand through my hair and presses his lips close to my ear. Forgive me. Toravan's going to be furious, but I'll smooth it over. Ho! Someone shouts. Of course I'd find you here, and with the gods, Valterre. You are aiming at the sun this time, aren't you? Act nonchalant, Valterre says in my ear. This is a tryst. You've done nothing wrong. I could scream, because I do know, this will get back to Toravan, and he will make of it what he wills. Even if I'd thought of doing this very thing, to try to put distance between myself and Toravan, to give him beyond. Chapter 33. Promises Toravan. I don't know that it will. And I haven't missed that Valtaire is referring to Caleb as a man again, either. Could he possibly be a man, not a woman? Was that another reason? I had a noble son come to the captain of my guards last month and tell him he was a man, not a woman, and ask for a place in my guards. And he's been an excellent and capable guard so far. I look back up at Valtaire. Yes, I know I should talk to Caleb. I know I need to. But I say, my words nearly a whisper in the dim light of my stolen wall lamp. Is it worth even that? I am going to marry in a few months. If he wants to stay as Caleb and become a court mage, it would kill me. Whether he's a woman disguising herself as a man or has other reasons of his own, it would kill me to have him near me, even if it's only in passing in my court. He might, in time, replace Master Aldrich, and then I would have to see him, to talk with him, to work with him, and I truly know it would poison my marriage, such as it is. Caleb's plea that I give my new wife a chance hangs heavily in my thoughts. My hand tightens around the lamp. The surface too hot, but I don't care. I'm already burning inside. You could change the law, Valtaire says. Let her be a court mage as herself, if she wants that. But it wasn't as simple as that. In my diving into the business of the kingdom, I know that now. I know that I don't have the absolute power my forebears might have had. I must rely on concessions and diplomacy and compromise. It's why I asked for the treaty with Galenda in the first place. It's how my father ruled, and he'd even wished to give more of that power into the hands of the people. And was he wrong? If I had more power inherent in my person, would I have this aching wrench in my heart? If I didn't have to marry a woman I didn't know, and didn't know if I'd ever even like, let alone love? Or was that inevitable all along? I am fairly certain that I will not love my new wife, because my eyes are only now trained on Caleb, a man who may or may not exist. Will that ever fade? Can I be so entirely ensnared within days to ruin the rest of my life? And even if the law did change, even if Caleb could live as herself and wanted to live as herself, would that still kill me all the same? I see her above me again, glaring her entire life force at the storm, cut and wind-blown and alight with her fury. And gods, she was beautiful. She was a force to face down nature itself. I will think about it, I say. But changing the law is not fully up to me. Barella is struggling, far more than I'd thought a few days ago, before I'd started doing what a king should do. And this kingdom needs its king focused on the problems rotting its core, not yet embroiled in a debate that I know will throw the kingdom into further chaos. Valtaire's mouth is a grim, annoyed line, but he nods. Talk to Caleb. Just Do that before you make any big decisions, won't you? I smile in return, a pulling of my mouth, but I don't make any promises.